Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. You are welcome back to Nebo TV. My name is Nekme Obasoge, reporting live from Toronto, Canada. I'm here today in the studio with Mr. Henry Bakari, all the way from Italy. Hello, sir. Can you hear me clearly?
Loud and clear.
Thanks for joining us on the program today, sir. We
Thank
are here to discuss about the ongoing alleged claim. It's an alleged claim that some Nigerians are sitting in prisons in Italy. They were incarcerated illegally in the country. So I did a show with Vicente Delenya this morning, and you joined the show briefly. That is why we said, okay, we have to come back and discuss this in more in detail. So, what is going on in Italy? Mm,
thank you, Sister Nekme, for having me in the studio today.
mm,
Yes, thank you, viewers. Hello, viewers. Good evening from wherever you are viewing us from.
mm.
This is Bakari Henry from Milan in Italy.
Yes, sir.
Really, the Honorable Commission, ex-commissioner, his claim. Let me put it in two ways. It could be true that a lot of people are in jail, and many of them are innocent. But by saying that all of them are innocent, that is not true. Because a lot of them, that are as much as I know, are in jail for offense committed, and they are paying duly for their offense, their different offenses they may have committed against the law of the land. So if you ask me, if he said 300, I think it's understatement. More than 300 Nigerians are in jail all over Italy. And I will prove it here before anybody who might be interested or would like to understand or would like to understand that the Honorable Commissioner, let me put it that way again, he just said what he heard and not what he knows. Maybe he may have come across some of these people in the prison and asked them, "Oh, what is your offense? What is your offense?" And then maybe they will tell him, "I don't know. I did not commit any offense. They just brought me here. I did not commit any offense out of racism." And as long as he does not live here and he does not know exactly the kind of trades or the activities of Nigerians here in Italy, so
Mm.
there's no way he can say he believed them or he does not believe them. But to me, he believed what he said, because maybe the way he was treated and the inhuman way he was treated according to him, because I think I listened to some of his speech in different places. So he judged or concluded that the other people were treated the same way he was treated. But I have to say it loud and clear here that that is not true. Yes, we have more than 300 Nigerians here in jail, but it cannot tell us that all of them are not guilty of the offense charged against them, because we know them. We are here on ground, and we know our people here. We know exactly what they're up to, and we know their activities everywhere.
I think the commissioner was saying that almost 300 innocent Nigerians are sitting in jails in Italy. I think that's what the commissioner is talking about,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Whichever way he said it, almost 300 or more than 300 or almost 300 or about 300. Yeah, I think I did not argue that with him. But the question that they are innocent, that is where I have problem with him. Because,
Um. Oh
yeah,
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
that is, saying they are innocent, that is where I have problem with him. Just like I said earlier, he always voiced out what he was told, maybe in the jail, that we are innocent
Mm,
or we did not commit any offense. And maybe because of his statue, they will tell him what they, they like to tell him so that for maybe for sympathy purpose or whatsoever, so that when he gets out, he will cry out. But not knowing that people are here who will understand very well and fast that this man, what his claim is not true. Because first and foremost, he didn't have time to investigate because he wouldn't do that because of his situation or condition here. He wouldn't investigate or try to know, but he only voiced out what he was told and not exactly what he know. I live here in Italy for a very long time now, more than 20 years I've been here. I think I have been in the community service for a very long time. And I know our people, I know what they can do and what they cannot do. Today I was listening to my dear brother in Edele. In fact, that is such a wonderful brother. He's such a wonderful friend. As a wonderful man. I think he analyzed it is in a very perfect manner. But the only area I think I have a little problem with my friend and my brother there is that is what he claimed that being mafia or being a courtist and so on and so forth. Yes, if you permit me to define both in my own lame language, I will be able to define it, and I'll be able to differentiate them. Now I will now marry them together to make to equate or to define the said allegation against the Nigerian courtists who are now being referred as mafia. Okay, if we will go to what we know as courtists. Courtesan is a kind of fraternity where group of friends come together to be they fraternize, and they come together to become friends and protect themselves, assist themselves in whichever area. Courtesan is found in every aspect of life, both in the church and so on and so forth. In the church, we have different departments, and those people, if you want to read, because maybe because of the nature of the name or because of the nature of the what is being courtesan is being defined. Now nobody would like to call their department in areas as court. But today, Nigerian courtists far back to Nigeria and here, we see that there's something different from Nigeria courtists and mafia. Okay, now courtists now, okay, if you say okay, now you have a friend, you have friends or committee of friends, and you just call yourself one name, and then you'll be there to celebrate, to defend, to help, and to raise or to save lives or to do whatsoever for the friend. Okay, that's Scottish. And because you do this one because these are your friends, and you will not do the same thing to other people for other people. But in the case of becoming violent, fighting, apart from social disturbance or public disturbance, but they commit a lot of havoc, killings, and so on and so forth. Not kidnapping people in the name of their cause or fighting the other
Position.
fashion they call it, maybe a different fashion of theirs, and try to claim superiority over the other. That's how mafia operates. If okay now, if you have mafia like in Italy now, we have different type of mafia here, but they don't even fight themselves even. They only after what they are, except they cross each other. But here, no, they are our courtists. Nigeria type of courtist. It's no longer, it's not court. It's a branch of mafia. It's a section of mafia. It's divided into different sections. Where we have the one they call the as. I don't even know. I don't even care to name their names because their name does not make any sense to me. But then they fight themselves. They try to claim superiority in the community. The one who should be the city lord, who should not be the city lord, who should be the city slave, who should be the city pauper, and so on and so forth. That's what they do, and they end up killing themselves, milling themselves, and committing all sort of nonsense. So that is just that, my sister. So, so the question is, it is not. It is. it is not. It is not true that it is not true that Nigerian here, most of them, their activities, their activities is more than that of a mafia. I tell you, I have to say, I have to be very frank with you, my sister.
Mm.
For me, my definition of mafia, it is correct, because the activities really defined the activities of mafia.
Mhm.
We don't have to pretend. Just like you said, the activities cannot be referred as mafia because they don't call themselves mafia. But mafia here, for example, mafia, like as much as I know, as I understand, as I've much I have read about them, none of them call themselves mafia. They call themselves different names. They call themselves different names. Like I think from here now, we have some from Sicily, we have some Milan, we have some from Napoli. They are different. They are having different names. They don't call them by the name mafia, but they call them by their court name, or the name they are known for. But it is the activity that is called mafia. So
Mhm.
yeah, because like here, and I think if I may, think we have Casa Nostra. That's Casa Nostra is there. We have that is one. Casa Nostra is a is a mafia group, but they don't call themselves mafia, but it's Casa Nostra, and the other one, and so on and so forth. So what are we talking about here? What is the difference between a year as black ass or pirates that are fighting, and this causing uh, public disturbance, or fighting, killing themselves? What do we call them? So they are mafia already.
Yeah.
That's my own definition. So
Okay.
mafia don't call themselves mafia, but they are, all of them. All of them have their names. They have the names attached to their group. So it is not mafia, but it is that it is the activity that is mafiaism. So
Okay. First of all, I welcome you, my brother, Mr. Bakare. Just like I said before, the truth is, the Nigerians in Italy is not as if most of us are behaving to the best expectation. But the truth also remains that I try to, at times, I won't tell them, you are not doing anything, but you just make noise. You make it look as if you are the one doing the worst thing in this world, because you always disturb your neighbors. Too much noise. Now, what I'm trying to say in essence, at times, even when I personally had to go engage some Nigerians that were causing havoc in one particular area, just to say the name of Nigerians, when I was in the process, at times, even the police will ask me, are they mafias? I always tell them, no, they are not mafias. They are just people ganging up, at times fighting against each other. Maybe they have 3, 4, 5 friends. You understand? Because what we understand to be mafia can also, this is my point. I'm not saying that what the Nigerians are doing is the best. But what I'm trying to say is, even if you have to punish them according to the weight of their offense. This is my point. I'm not saying that, but I'm not saying that they don't do wrong. Some people don't do this, but there are also cases that through telephone conversation, some people also get involved, even if they did not participate at all. I've seen cases.
I think it's like we lost him.
Mm. Vincent, we cannot see you. The network.
Maybe the baby has arrested him. Now,
Okay.
now can I trip into where he just area he
Yes.
just said, where he said there should be a disparity.
Mm.
Good. There should be a disparity. I quite agree with him. What is the disparity? When somebody who calls himself a member of a court is found with weapons, and in the law, if you illegally carry weapon or you kill somebody, then the so-called organization you belong to, what do you call you? That's a criminal. That's a criminal organization. And any organization that is criminalized and whose interest is just criminality, what do you call them? And since Italian define criminals or people of such people with the groups and they commit crime, they call them mafia. As long as you, who is a foreigner, is here and you do the same thing similar to their own, what disparity do you need there? Then you'll be treated as a mafia. Okay, now I'm sorry he's not here. Maybe he'll be listening to us, and so I just pray he joins us again. Okay, now I have experience, a lot of experience, Mr. Neckman. 1998, to be precise. I was in my house when somebody called me and said her sisters are missing. Her sisters are missing. What is wrong? He said somebody kidnapped them. Said some set of group kidnapped them. I can say, do you know the name of them? He made mention of two names. One of the boys, I know him face to face. The other one, I hear about him. Then I say, okay, good of that. Who are you to these ladies? Or these girls kidnapped? He said they are his sisters. I said they are her sisters. No, tell me the truth so that I know what to do. I said they are my sisters. Then I asked her, they are paying you. She said no. I said, okay, forget it. Since you don't want to tell me the truth, let us forget about the issue. Then before she said, they are my guests. Oh, they are your guests. Okay, good of that. Then when I confronted these people, they were looking for me. They said they want to kill me because I have come into the issue. I told them I'm going to get them arrested. And I did everything to make sure they were arrested. And unfortunately, the person in question, she gave herself to them by herself. That wasn't my business anymore. These people, now what do you call them? They were demanding for ransom from this woman, that she must give them so and so million of lira them to release these guys. And these guys were all caught. These guys were caught. They belong to one side. Another side was fighting to get this girl from them, so that the madam will get there, will pay them. What do you call this one, my sister? It's a mafia. So there is no way you can separate them from activities of mafia. Yes, they are mafia to me. I agree.
Yes.
So Mr. Commissioner just gave what he was told. I know what he knows. That is why we don't blame him too much, because he does not live here, does not know our life here. The people he met in the jail, they gave him information, and that is the information he's working on. Okay, now if you want us to go out and rally, and we eventually go out and rally, and they bring out these people, and some of them, because they might not bring out the people who are innocent. I have to be very frank with you. They might not bring out people who are innocent. The people who are really criminals, they bring them out and tell us that if this one did not commit this offense, this one did not commit. What would you say? Okay, that means we are fighting for who? We're fighting for a criminal. The only way we can do it is just to make sure that we are able to relate with the authority, to make sure that people who are not guilty of any offense should be released. Yes, there's a breach of justice, which is in everywhere. I think like my brother Radley said, some justice are as racial related.
Yes.
Yes, some are racial related. Depends on the prosecutor.
Racism in the system. Yeah.
It depends on the prosecutor. And just like he rightly said, some policemen will make sure, Italian policemen, they are very good at, they are very good investigation. But if they say you are guilty, you are finished. You are finished, and nobody, even the prosecutor, cannot even defend you sometimes in some places. So that is the question. So in every country, we have people like that. We have a situation where there's the racial discrimination or racial,
Racial profiling.
yeah.
Racial
In
profiling,
this
yeah.
case, Nigerians here, a lot of Nigerians here who are in jail today, I can tell you categorically that 80% of them are guilty of the offense they are committed. Now he was talking about the telephone conversation. Yeah, telephone conversation. That one is very rampant. But the question is, the person uh, no you are bugging, or the person you bugged, you usually bugged him, you got his conversation, and he has not committed the offense. That's the only way I have problem with them. The person has not committed the offense. Maybe he tend to carry out the action or the activity, or he has carried out, but he was not caught, and there's no way you can prove it. But saying that through telephone conversation, who knows if through the telephone conversation, who knows if it is true that this activities was carried out or not, or is there any evidence that this activity was carried out, and this telephone conversation confirm it. For the past 25 years, I don't think police have stopped me more than twice, except maybe when I'm driving, just control, don't normal control and get out. That's all. So this now, we are saying something about many people. Yes, it is true that many people are really innocent. Many people are really innocent. Many people have been many people were arrested, maybe found in a crime zone. So when they are found in a crime zone, and they have to defend themselves. They have to defend themselves. That look, but if this is the area where we have a little problem, man. This is where we have problem. When you get there, maybe find in a crime zone and you don't have money to rent a lawyer or to pay for a lawyer, whereby where they give you the government lawyer, what we call solidarity lawyer of a court of friend of court. Now the government is going to pay. And you expect the person under the payroll of your government to do anything against the government? Because if the person don't defend you to the best of the activity, to the best to free you, the government might not take him again the next time. But they want to punish you. So many of them are languaging in jail for innocent accusation. But for me, I still believe a lot too are there for the offense they committed. Yes, I agree on that. But to say that many all of them are innocent, oh, come on, you don't expect me to believe that.
Someone just left a comment here. Listen, before I will allow you in, let me quickly read this one. It said, I live in Italy. I have to jail. I have went to jail several times. Believe me, Nekme, there are innocent people in Italian prison. So what he's trying to say now is that he has been to jail several times in the country. There are many innocent Nigerians in Italian prisons. So yeah,
We cannot deny that.
I
We
don't
cannot
live in
deny that.
Italy.
I
I'm not
didn't deny
saying
that.
it.
I
I'm
didn't
just
say no.
giving my moral judgment for this case. I'm not living in Italy. I don't know how these people are being
Yeah.
perceived by the
No,
Italian police.
if you listen
So
to
yeah,
me, if you record what I said, I didn't say there are no innocent. A lot of innocents are there, but not as claimed that all of them are innocent, but 300 people are innocent. No, I cannot believe that.
okay, that
Many of them are guilty of the offense charged against them. So a lot are really innocent. Yes, we know. And in fact, to be frank and sincere, we do everything possible in most cases. Those we know and those that come to our attention, we do everything to make sure we're able to see what we can do about that one. A lot are really innocent. Just like my brother said, Inye. Yeah, the community here, maybe the leaders in the communities, they do exactly what they can do. But what if you did not know, you did not hear, and nobody comes to you to tell you somebody like this has been arrested for no reason? For example, the Inye is here with me now. If have you ever intervened into any issue that did not come to your knowledge? No, because you don't know. If you don't know, you don't know. If you know, okay, you will try to know what happened, how it happens before you can intervene. If you don't know, or maybe somebody you don't even know, just maybe somebody just missed in town, and nobody tells you, okay, they arrested him or those kind of stuff. And okay, now even if somebody you don't know, you cannot even vouch for, is arrested. When you are investigating or when you are asking, you used to be very careful and what to ask, the way you ask a question, because you may be accused of aiding and abetting. But depends on who you are anyway. Depends on who you are and depends on your profile in the society. If they know you are the kind of person who has always been there, okay, that's one thing. But if you don't know, for me, I don't think I know a lot who are inside now. But every effort to bring them out is only to tell us that they are still investigating. They are still investigating, and some of them end up in 4 or 5 years, and at the end they come up free. And in most cases, they pay them for keeping them for that so long. And some of them just ask them to go without compensation or without so a lot are in prison. Yes, we agree. A lot are in prison, but the only area where I said most of them who are found guilty of especially in the cultist activities, and if they call them mafia, I would refuse to say they are not mafia. They are mafia, and because their activities just define mafia mafia activity.
Mm.
Mr. Inyes, you are right here with me. Have you not heard of
Yes,
Nigerians killing themselves?
yes. No,
Have you not heard of Nigerians killing themselves?
what I'm trying to explain is this. I'm only trying to look at it from the point of view that mafia and what our boys are doing, they behave, we know everything that they are doing.
Okay.
Maybe I'm the only Nigerian person that has stood up to fight against Nigerians because of some attitudes that they were showcasing.
Mhm.
Even then, they used to ask me, are they mafias? I tell them, no, they are not mafias, but they are disturbing. We don't want them to be disturbing because we need to protect our images and to protect the people that are living in that area. So each time they ask me, are they mafias? No, they are not mafias. They are friends gathering together. Okay, let us assume they are cultists. Because why I'm saying it, I don't know, my brother, if you are familiar with this article 416, Quattro Sedeci Bis. You are in Italy. You know, this is a very, 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 very tough article. And this is the one that we are saying they must not apply that same article to Nigerians that are arrested. Because in Italy, most times, you are here with me. Thank God you are here. They now even try to bring the issue of mafia Nigeriani, which you are aware of.
Yeah.
They are trying to say that it is even a problem in Italy. I don't know if you understand me. If I
Yes.
personally can confront Nigerians, why must it be a problem for an entire nation? Because now the politicians want to make it look as if it is now a burden to Italy or mafia Nigerian and Nigerian mafias. They are everywhere. They are doing this. They are doing that. But it is not true. Because most
It's
times
not
when the
that
Nigerians
serious.
are even disturbing, they disturb themselves. They
No.
disturb their fellow Nigerians. So, but politicians at times they try to elaborate it. They make it look as if it is too big, the problem that the Nigerians are causing. I know that people are causing problems. At times I call them myself and I tell them, you guys are not doing anything. Compared to what the Chinese are doing, what the Senegalese are doing, compared to what the Albanians are doing, you people are not doing anything. But you make too much noise.
Because they are the visible minority. When we say visible minority, the black people, we are very visible wherever we are in the West because of our color of our skin. So that is where this what we are talking about, racism and racial profiling comes in. You understand? Because these people are applying racism to this incarceration of Nigerians in Italy, to be honest. And according to what Vincent said earlier, it's like some political parties in the country are also using this to fulfill their political aspiration in the country as well, saying that, oh, don't worry, promising the citizens that we're going to get rid of these immigrants who are constituting nuisances in the country. So, like what Trump did in America years ago when he was campaigning that he's going to deport immigrants away from the country, so that people will vote for him. And many Americans end up voting for him because he promised that he's going to get it and he's going to build a fence between Mexico and America. So all those things, they are using it to fulfill their political aspiration in the country. That is another case again. But when it comes to this mafia versus courtesy activities in Italy, I think from the perspective of the Italian judicial system, they look at courtesy activities as the same as the mafia activities in the country. That is just the same. According to what you guys are saying right now, I think so.
So
That they classify it into the same category. For them, the courtesy activities, given that they carry weapons, so for them, they believe that it fits into that description of a mafia in Italy. Am I right?
yeah, yes, my sister. I think like I said earlier, if we want to define mafia in Italy, like I said, there's no fashion of mafia because in Italy they have more than three, four, five mafia fashions. But they don't call their fashion mafia. There are some they call them Casa Nostra. They call some different names. They don't call themselves mafia. So it is the activity that's mafiaism. It is not the name of their club or their court. These guys, they are all courtists. They are all courtists in their own. They have their own court in their own way, like Cosa Nostra and some others. But it is the activities that is being referred as mafia activity. So if we have about three, four, five fashion or three fashions of Nigerian courts here of fraternity, because courtesan, when we say court, let me tell you this meaning of court is not a criminal, it's not a criminal it's a fraternity where friends and where wish they come together to defend the interest of individual members and not to carry arms to fight another side. But in Italy here, for example, like I earlier said, all these mafia, they don't have name as mafia. They have different names, attached to their activities, to their club or to their courts or to their fraternity. So it is the activity that is called mafia. So in Nigeria here, for example, like I said earlier, when we have the Eye, we have the Aye, we have this one, all of them, they all have different factions. And these people, they carry out the same activity of criminality. And there are some, let me tell you something, Nekme, and viewers. Some of these people, there are some members of this court who they don't even see blood. They are so quiet, and they don't go to any operation. They don't do anybody any harm. But because they are already associated with them, once they arrest one of them, they pick the other one. That's exactly what they do. Because the way to defend yourself out now become a problem. And there are some of them who are very stupid among them who say, "Is this your member?" I say, "Yes." That means he's committed the same crime with you. So that is exactly where a lot of innocent are there. That's a lot of innocent are there.
Let me quickly define it. Let me quickly define a mafia here in dictionary, English dictionary.
Okay.
The dictionary is saying that a mafia is an organized international body of criminals
Okay.
operating originally in Sicilia,
Okay.
Sicily, and now in Italy and the US, and having a complex and ruthless behavioral code. You can see that this definition fits into the activities of courtesan. You understand? An organized group
Okay.
with a
Now,
behavioral code. The behavioral code means that the criminal activities. So when you look at it, the mafias, for them, that is just the definition of the activities of courtesan. That is why they call them mafias.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying from what I heard so far from
It
you
is the
guys.
activity that makes them to be mafia.
Uh,
So
yeah.
on this courtesy now, most of the activities we can also equate it with mafia. Like I said earlier, some of them are completely innocent. They just member because of their friends, and they don't commit any crime. They don't go to any places. But most of them are found when these people where others are arrested. And that is where they go inside, and that is where they fall into the category of the innocents.
Mm.
Okay, now you have been named member of them, and maybe a member says is our member. Then it's already a member. But there is one thing that is I still have to agree with my brother during his first interview. Most of these people have not been tried because none of them have been found wanting in any case. Because some of these people could not afford to rent a lawyer. They end up there. So that means some lawyers, I'll tell you one thing too. There's another flaws in the law here. My brother has said it before. The lawyer they will give you say, just agree you do so that they give you less year. And you just foolishly agree. And you just be there. And later you'll be saying you were innocent. And some of them, they have a language problem. They will use a language to tell them that, hey, just agree. Tell them maybe they'll just give you 1 week or 2 weeks. That's what they're sentencing you like the criminal. So that is where we end up having that number of people there. So
I have one interesting comment here, sir. Let me just read this comment. This one is very interesting. He said, Nigerian mafias, Nigeria, okay, this sentence is not grammatically correct. Let me just read it from my own
Nigeria
way.
mafia has never robbed a bank or kidnapped anyone.
Has never robbed a bank
Whoever
or
found
kidnapped
guilty should
anyone.
be persecuted. Punto basta. Yeah. Okay, good of that. Nigeria mafia has never robbed a bank, but Nigeria mafias here have been killing themselves.
Killing yourself is even worse than robbing a bank. If you don't know. Killing.
Yes, but
so they're killing themselves, yeah. So it is worse than even if you rob a bank here in Italy, for example, you will not stay up to 5 years.
What I'm trying to point out, just as the case may be, now we really need to. That is why I always talk about investigating to know what is actually happening.
Exactly.
Now, I have seen a lot of cases. Just as you said, maybe someone that came from Nigeria, maybe in Nigeria it was associated with a confraternity, but here in Italy, he has not really done anything. But he usually talks with his friends on phone. You understand?
Yeah.
But when the time comes to make an arrest, such persons are also picked up.
Exactly.
And put in jail. Then secondly, you need to have a very good lawyer. If not, you remain there. There is someone, I don't know, there is someone that even said he spent almost 120,000 euros before he could gain his freedom. Now, what I'm trying to say is, you put these people there, they are not being tried. They will just be there. At times, they will be there. I've assisted a lot of cases because people call me. There is a lady that I assisted one time. They were accusing her of human trafficking. A girl actually went to report her, and instantly she was picked up. You know, because human trafficking here in Italy, they don't play with it. But meanwhile, while they picked her up, she was pregnant. So they took her to the prison, whereas she's a pregnant woman. So as soon as they called me, I called our lawyer. I said, in Italy, you cannot put a pregnant woman in jail. What is happening? Do you know what the lawyer replied? And what she did is very serious. Why won't she be put in jail even if she's pregnant? I said, are you mad? You are supposed to be the one defending this girl. Yes. Yes. I said, are you mad? Are you sure you are a lawyer? You are supposed to be the one defending this girl, for God's sake. And you are saying this, she's pregnant. You cannot put her in prison no matter what she did. This is Italy. I don't know. I have done my best. She should be in prison. what she did is very wrong. I said, but
Yeah.
this girl is a suspect. You are a lawyer. You already saying she did it. You understand? So there are a lot of things that happen. Then I said, okay, to hell with you. I sent a telegram to the girl in prison asking her to nominate another lawyer.
Mm.
Instantly, she nominated this lawyer. And the only thing the lawyer asked me, Vincent, is your house available? You want her to come and stay there? Can she stay there? I said, yes, why not? I want
So
her out
you
of the prison
see.
because she shouldn't be in the prison.
Mm-hmm.
In a matter of 3 days, the judges, all of them said they didn't know she was pregnant. If she has anywhere that she's going to right now, instantly they released her. You understand? So these are the things that I'm saying. There are a lot of victims, a lot of people that we need to try, if we can reach out to some people, try to know if they are really innocent. We know that the attitudes of Nigerians in Italy is not our attitudes. There are a lot of things we need to talk about. I have been through it. I have fought for it. They became my enemies, but I still need to tell them the truth. But when it comes to issues like this Article 416 is too strong to punish Nigerians. I know that we misbehave
But
a
it is
lot.
drawn to punish offender.
Yeah, no, because
I
you are
cannot
also here.
exclude I cannot exclude Nigerian criminals of this article of 416.
No, my brother, but you know that really, if you look at the organization of Nigerians here in Italy, for instance, they are not that organized.
So if you not tell me these people because they are cultists and the activities of criminality does not reflect to mafiaism, then you're not being fair to justice. You're not being fair to the press. Because these people, the activities, oh come on. You too. It's only God that's even saving you that they've not even attacked you. You know how many times they've attacked me? No, you know how many times attacked me? The cell, the mafia cell in Napoli, I was the one who break it down. The one in Brescia, I was the one who break it down. Torino, I was one of the people who break it down. And that is why
There's too
many
much
of them were
noise
after
in
me.
this
But then,
background.
so because these people they are so wicked that they anywhere they meet you, even in the daylight they can attack you. They don't care the consequence. The people who don't care the consequence of their bad activity, then what do you call them? Is it the devil in the human skin? Italian call them mafia, so it is their language. It is
But
not our language.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this to Vincent, Mr. Vincent. You know, last year, towards the end of 2020, what happened in Edo State when many of our youths were lying dead in the streets of Benin as if we are fighting war zone. They almost turned Benin City into a war zone. Okay, due to these cultist activities in the state. So, how can you differentiate cultist activities from mafiaism in Italy like that? When these people almost turned those states, Benin City to be precise,
Into war zone.
a war zone. So, yeah, how will you
Yes,
define that and
you
differentiate?
have a point there. That is why I said,
Mm.
initially when we started this interaction, I told you when these people leave Nigeria and come to Italy, it becomes like, compared to the mafias, they become like, it's like a baby gang. Because yeah, they cannot be as organized, they cannot perpetuate the same thing that they do in Nigeria. If, for instance, they do, you understand? Then at the same time, we know that they are cultists, they fight, they kill each other. But right here in Italy, they are not able to be that organized. And if you go through that 416Bs, I'm not saying that they are innocent. I'm only saying that the 416Bs should not apply to the people that are carrying out less crimes. Take, for instance, you can sentence someone to 140 years, 120 years. I don't know if you understand me. This is what I'm saying. That is why I said we really need to investigate. We need to find out what is actually happened. I'm not saying that they are innocent. I took my time. I also fought. I'm still fighting. Till tomorrow, there are some that are threatening me that they will kill me when I come to Nigeria. Some are threatening me here. But we are not saying that all these things cannot happen. But what I'm trying to say is we want them to be treated with the law that should apply to them based on what they did. They are disturbing, I know. But giving a Nigerian person, because most times if 10 people are arrested, maybe like 4 or 5 could be innocent. They once my brother here is aware, once they start to control the phone calls, even the innocent ones that maybe only just talk with their friends are also picked up. So these are the things that we are trying to bring to their notice. Not everybody that was, for instance, a cultist in Nigeria that comes here, that continue the same thing. Most of them, they come here just to look for money. They don't even want to get close to where people are fighting. I know a lot of boys. They don't even want to get close to where people are making noise or creating problems. But meanwhile, maybe when they were in Nigeria, they were hot. So these are the things that I'm saying. Because the strong-head ones, especially the ones that just came now, they will not do things to bring out those people that are even hiding in their homes, put them in prison, while their families are out there without nobody to take care of them. And while they are in the prison, there is no lawyer. Because once you are there, and you don't have anybody to defend you. So most of them, they remain there. There is a guy that stayed almost 10 years. When we finally got to know about his case, we did everything. After 9 years plus, he came out. He came straight to my house. He was crying. He was crying because the wife told him, you went to prison now because you get friends when they fight. So you can't see your children. You are no longer in Italy. He was there for almost 10 years, but he didn't actually do anything. It's only because he had friends. So these are the things that I'm trying to bring out. These are the things, that's why I say we should ask, we should investigate, we should know. Because really, there are a lot of Nigerians that are in prison, one way or the other, because I've seen a lot of cases. There is a girl that came from Austria. She was coming down from the plane. They picked her up. They took her to prison only because she talked with her brother on phone. Okay, like we are Benin. The only thing she asked her brother be say, because she left her child with the brother. Then the brother now said, yes, or nene, when nene na, don't they okay? Then they interpreted this thing to be drug. You understand? Because we also have some Nigerians, also cultural mediators, language mediators, that said, this thing that they are talking about is drug. Before she knew what was happening, they locked her shop, picked up her brother. So when she was calling her brother, the phone was no longer going, nobody to talk to. She came down. As soon as she was coming down from the plane, they arrested her too. They took her straight to the prison. So it took the grace of God for her to be able to contact me. Then I changed the lawyer and also gave her another lawyer. Followed up the case before they found out there was an error, there was a mistake in the case. Then they released her. You understand? So, because, see, I've been into this issue for almost 13 years now. These things can happen. We know that our people, they are really not all too good. But we still need to find out those that are innocent, that may not need to be punished, but that are being punished. I know a lot of guys that were in Nigeria, maybe they were cultists, but here in Italy, they are best examples.
That is true. That is true. I said it before.
Yeah, this is the point that I'm trying to drive at. Just like anyone can say, okay, I was an ex-criminal. Now I've paid my dues. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be helping the society. But just because this person has one or two friends, they are still talking on phone, anything can happen and this person will be picked up. So these are the points that I want us to really look at, try to modify
Yes.
some things, you know. I don't know, people are saying they want to call in. Even the guy I told you about that is actually a testimony. He's even saying he's trying to call you or wants to speak, you know, because he was there also for years. In the end, he was released after almost 4 years, you know.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, I
So I don't know
understand
if it
you.
is possible.
It's possible. Mr. Vicente, I understand you clearly that yes, they can classify Curtis activities into this code. This code, what is the code again? 416. Good. But before anybody should be incarcerated, jail in Italy, there should be evidence. So in their own case in Italy, maybe they are using racism or racial profiling is at the root of this problem. That there's no evidence in some of these cases. They just throw them
Yeah.
in jail, right? No
And most
evidence.
lawyers,
Let me trip in here. Let me trip in
most
here.
lawyers, yeah.
Let me trip in here. Let me trip in here. I remember because I remember, Mr. I want you to be very attentive.
Yeah.
I remember there was an agreement between Nigeria and Italy when Obasanjo was the president.
Okay.
That is, they said Nigerians, whoever Nigerians that commit offense should be prosecuted before they are being sentenced home, before they are being repatriated, deported home.
Yeah.
And they must be persecuted normally. And anybody found in a crime scene, even if you don't commit a crime, they should arrest you and they should try you, and they try you like every other person. If you are not found guilty, they leave you. So what I'm trying to say is, what I said before, you repeated it, that many people are really innocent. Most of the people who are arrested along or in the name of association with Curtis, most of them are innocent. They don't even commit any of this crime. It's because they are, or they were found with them. But there is one thing I want you to understand clearly, that Italy, they don't all these mafia fashions. They don't call themselves mafia, but they call themselves by the name of their fashion. You understand that one? They call themselves by the name of their fashions. And also, a mafia is not it's not English name. It's a Latin language, Latin name. It originated from Italy. So anybody that does anything similar or that looks like the activities of criminals or the mafia, the person automatically is a mafia. And that is where the person falls into the category of what we are talking about now. Apart from the fact that a lot of people are innocent. So like I said before, when you were offline, I told Nick that most of these people, some of them will happen, we don't even know, we don't even hear. And maybe like me, I'm the president of my community here. If I hear, I must come into it. I think I have contacted you severally for issues like that in your area. This is our responsibility. If you are here, I will go there. I will try to find out. Nobody will question because they know, most of them know me, that I am a president of the Nigerian community, and I still work with the national body. So, okay, what there are lots we do not hear and we do not know, and those are the same people that are lavish in there. And some of them are there who were ignorance in out of annoyance or out of some, they indicted some or implicated some. These are the people now who don't even have money to take pastor a day. Now you want the person to get a lawyer. And by the time they give you this solidarity lawyer or friend of court, the person will like to satisfy the court, satisfy the government who is going to pay him. This is just the question. The ratio is there, but no, a government lawyer would like to satisfy the client, but would like to satisfy the person who is paying.
Yes. They will just ask
and that is why many of them are languishing there till tomorrow.
So this is the
question is,
if
we hear anything, like I said, I just told them, I have gone to the court myself to withdraw case. I said we want to settle it in our own traditional way. 3 Nigerians were the fourth. They went to the court. I told them, I went to the court, and they gave me the case to take home. They asked me, how do you go to settle it? I said, What's the meaning? I said, I don't know how to explain it in the entire language. So I said, but it is fetish. So
Yeah.
you see, if the community knows, if most of us know that this person is innocent, at least let us check. They will talk to us, but we don't know a lot. A lot are there. Truly, we don't know. I think it was not a few weeks ago. I was asking for somebody. I said, I've not seen this boy for a very long time. They said it's inside. Which area? They said they don't even know. They don't even know the area. I said, but I have warned that guy before to be very careful. Because that guy, I want him to be very careful. So you see, so a lot are there. So, but the only area where I disagree with you, and I will always disagree with you, is that name mafia is what they belong. They are mafias, Nigerian mafias. I believe that one because most of them are into drug, most of them into fighting themselves, and most of them are into trafficking, all sort of trafficking. I'm not going to deny for them, apart from the fact that we are online. I'm not going to deny for them. And so,
Yes.
Anybody into a cartel of illegal activity, no matter the degree of activity, it's already a cartel of mafia.
Someone, okay, let me quickly read this comment here. The question is, why German government is not arresting Nigerians because they are mafias? 70% of Nigerians in Europe are cult members. So in Germany per se, they don't have the issue of pre-existing issue of mafia.
I will explain
In
that.
Italy, they have this mafia, the issue of mafia for a very long time in the country. So any group that resembles mafia, for them, they believe that it is their duty to classify this group into the same group of mafia in the country. That is my justification of this comment. Go ahead, sir. Go.
I will explain that one to you, Nekme. You see, Italy is called the land of the mother's land. This is the only civilized Western world where they accommodate people more than every other part in Europe. The legend is my witness. Like Germany, you don't go out in Germany and mess up like the way most of us mess up here. If they see you without document in Germany, you're going home. Italy will forgive you. They keep you here. They make you. We are too free in Italy, and that is why the activities of all these boys grew up to this stage. In Germany, they see 3 or 4 black men, huge people like me, 3 or 4 police will control them to anywhere they go. So they don't mess up. They don't give them room to mess up. In Germany, you don't have a document to guide yourself. Once you are caught, you are going home. Just like it, they will still leave you. They still pardon you to try again. Maybe one day you will have a document. If you are not lucky, you can go home. But in Germany, in Sweden, Finland, Denmark, and so on and so forth, it doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. It is only Italy and Spain that we have this type of activity in Europe. If they deny that one.
Yes, that is why. That is why
don't move anyhow in Germany.
It's not as if things like this does not happen in other places. Like Germany, I've also heard of cases of people fighting, guns and everywhere. But what I'm trying to state is this. Take, for instance, the Andrangheta, which you know, which is the most dreaded
mafia
organization in the world.
You
understand? They are here in Italy. Italy is their home. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is, if a member of the Andrangheta now is caught, they are going to use this quattro uno sei bis to judge that person. So at the end of the day, you see that it is not right to also use that same law to judge someone that belongs to a baby gang. Because in the whole world, Andrangheta is dreaded. They are very, 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 in fact, I don't know how to describe. Even the head of the organization is a woman. I understand why Italy is very, very careful, because they have had serious issues of mafia. You know, it's as if it's something that actually generated from Italy. We have had issues of Las Vegas, what the
That's what they
Italians
said here.
did,
In
and
this
all that.
definition, in this
You,
definition, it's saying that the mafia originated from Sicily, Sicily
Exactly, yeah.
yes,
in
yes,
That's
Italy.
the
yes,
origin.
So
yes,
yes,
because that is why I'm saying it. This law was actually made particularly for the Sicilians, because we know they used to call them the Sicilian mafias,
mhm.
Sicilian clan, Sicilian. So this particular law that they are now using for Nigeria was actually made for the Sicilians and maybe some people from Napoli, Calabria. Mr. Bakare knows these areas that I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know
That
them. I
is
know
why
them.
I'm arguing that it is not right to apply the same law on our fellow Nigerians that are even less organized. Because if you look at it, you hardly find a Nigerian that is fighting an Italian. You hardly find a Nigerian that is fighting a Senegalese. You hardly find a Nigerian that is disturbing any other nationality. Nigerians just disturb themselves. They fight within themselves. Then with the noise, they disturb every other person. But an average Nigerian can hardly go and make problem with Italians. You,
The noise.
yeah, it's my daughter. The same lawyer will be asking you, did you give me money? I've seen many cases because this money was given to him without any form of documentation. Even is it last month? There is a girl that called me. She was supposed to go for. Is even not. She's not a criminal. She paid the lawyer because she wanted her. Wanted the lawyer to defend her.
Oh, well,
No, I think with the discretion of the Italian judicial system, I think corruption is at the root of this. And the other issue affecting people in Italy is about the illegal apprehension of children from families in the country. That is another thing again going on in Italy over these years. Vincent contacted me a few years ago. We discussed more about this. He even sent me some phone numbers of these women that that are victims of Italian social workers in the country. So they go to their houses, apprehending their children illegally. So these are some of the things affecting our people there. We all understand the fact that some Nigerians are court members in Italy, but that does not justify them to be arresting innocent people without evidence in the country. That is what we are talking about here, right?
exactly. That is exactly. It doesn't justify arresting innocent people, and it doesn't justify keeping innocent people in jail without even if they are not even if they are victim or they are guilty. There's a lot of them. Those who most of them who even committed the offense. Most of them are even there without being tried. So at least that is exactly the area where I think personally, we the Nigerians here who have the opportunity or who have the privilege to we've in have really feed ourselves. We feed ourselves. Yes, I think in my personally, I will take a responsibility of some area because though I cannot be everywhere. Just like I'm a human being, I cannot divide myself into two places or so. But then I will do the best I can do. But there is something we should be very careful about. This our people should, because there are some of them you ask them question, they will end up not telling you the truth and you don't know how to go about it. And sometimes you find out you yourself you are just doing nothing, just going to places where you are not almost not invited or where you are not wanted because you are not even getting somebody telling you something and the police telling you something different. And then to look as if both of you are uh, um parts. So the question is, President, I will try to see if I can speak with the Honorable Commissioner, the ex-commissioner, to give me a more insight because the National Body of Nigeria Association is interested in his campaign. So we want to, we would like to, I will try to get in touch with him if he can give me some brief and the areas he's talking about. Then we can send people to go to these areas and check. And it is only, we can only come out to protest if they disallow us to see them or to go into it. Definitely, we have the right to go into it. We have the right to intervene or to ask questions or to know their state of detention and so on and so forth. So that is the area where we will come in. And but with the speech or the campaign of Mr. Ero, we have to be very sure that we are getting information before we go into any action. I think I'm making that promise to the Nigerians today now that we will start to see what we can do about that. But before we do anything, we have to hear from him. He has to give us a comprehensive report of what he knows and what he was told. Then the area he's talking about, so that we know. Because I know, well, there are more than 500 Nigerians in jail. Not even about 300 or about 300. There are more than. And but I will know that a lot of innocent ones are also there. And I will know that some of them there are really hardened criminals as well. So that is just that. That's my take, and that's my conclusion on this case.
We are expecting the Nigerian government to intervene as soon as possible. We are pleading using this medium today, so we are sending our message to the Nigerian federal government to intervene as soon as possible. We cannot allow our innocent citizens to be suffering in jail just because of racial profiling going on in Italy and the corrupt judicial system that they are operating in Italy.
But there is one problem there, and I will not be afraid to say it. Neither had my face to say it. Nigerian governments, no matter the play we are going to give them, they will never intervene because the people at the helm of the affair, they don't have anything. They don't have any of their indigents here, so they don't care. I remember 2 years ago when Edo State government sent a task force to Italy here to remedy some documentation here, to remedy some documents that are not regular. They almost frustrated them. Because the Edo State government particularly said, "This, you are going to do this for the Edo people because we understand most of them have this problem, this identity problem." But they almost frustrated them because they are from Edo State, and they forced them to do it generally, and at the end they were not able to meet up with the task they were supposed to meet up with. So, if we say the federal government, this is not this. If they were to be a Fulani community that is here, under for 24 hours, they would have gone into action and do whatever it wants. Let us see what we can do. Let us see what Ero can do.
Then they will be proposing compensation. That is what they have been doing in the northern region.
Their own. I don't want to go into politics here. This is not politics issue now. I don't want to go there because otherwise, we will spoil our day here.
Only the Fulani militants are being compensated in Nigeria.
Exactly.
So I wish this group of people are from the northern region. I think they will intervene.
They would have.
And they will not only intervene, they will also compensate them.
Exactly.
For sitting in jail, innocent citizens.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So that is why I said it might be a plea that would not even yield any hearing. How much more results?
One woman told me the other day that they took 3 children away from her. 3 children away from her. And you expect such woman to live happily for the rest of her life.
Okay.
Some women can even commit suicide like that and just die. Yes, it's not a joke, sir. And you don't grant them visitation. They didn't grant her visitation. For how many years they apprehended her 3 children. So what do you expect? For a woman like that, she will be living in agony. So, we are using this opportunity to plead to the Nigerian government to intervene in this case, these issues affecting our people in Italy. You cannot tell our Nigerian people not to stay in Italy because we have the right to stay in any country in the world.
Exactly.
Italians, we have Italians in Nigeria as well. So that is why the Italians, they should respect our people and treat them with dignity in that country.
As we plead for them, we should as well plead to our Nigerians to be law abiding. They should be law abiding and to respect the law of the land and respect their host country. That's another thing again. Because some people just end up doing what they like. What most of them cannot even do back home, they do it here
Yes,
because
that's another.
there is a fairness in the social fairness here. I think they should as well learn to respect the law of the land. I think they hosted us.
Yes,
They never invited us. We force ourselves into them. At least we should obey the law of the land.
they are lost.
Do whatever they
Yeah.
ask us to do because that's what we meant there. They did not force you to stay.
Mm.
If you know you cannot abide by the system, you better go home and be on your own. So nobody forced us to be here. So since we force ourselves to be here, then we are constrained to obey the law of the land and do exactly as they ask us to do, because that's what they do, and that is what they do that sustain their social life that we are enjoying now or that we want to enjoy. Thank you very much for having me, my sister. It's a pleasure speaking on your show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So yeah, with what is going on right now in the country, I think this will serve as a deterrent to other Nigerians that you have to be careful with whatever activities you are carrying out in
Exactly,
the country,
exactly.
right? So yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank